With Star Wars movies coming back into theaters, with the Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out in 2026, a question can be had of whether or not the Star Wars movies, the next generation of Star Wars movies, would reunite the fandom again. Like, would these movies actually get people interested in the franchise again that were previously just not interested anymore? I don't think that's the case, because when you look at, like, the quality of, potentially the quality of these movies, it could be varied, because with the response to the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, people don't seem to be that very interested in it, and with Starfighter, people are interested in it. But that doesn't mean that that's going to equate to quality. It could be that the Mandalorian and Grogu movie could be really, really good, and Starfighter could be really, really bad. We don't know until we see it. So, it's like, the reason I'm saying is because quality doesn't matter when it comes to, like, keeping the longevity. If you keep making good stuff, people will continually watch it. And that's what happened with the first generation of movies. That's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it the first generation of movies. You know, back in, with Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Rogue One, with The Force Awakens and Rogue One, those movies did very, very well. People liked them, and people kept going to see them. Until The Last Jedi came out, people didn't like that movie, so people stopped watching Star Wars. And Solo didn't do that well in the box office because of that. And with Rise of Skywalker, also didn't do as well as the previous two movies. Yes, it made $1 billion, but just barely. And that movie is like one of the most hated things ever in Star Wars, right now. Will these next set of movies actually get people back into the franchise? Because I don't know. Because I wish it would. Because if it did, that'd be really, really good. Because I like the stuff on Disney Plus. I do. I like all the shows. I like all the animated stuff. I do. But Star Wars is a movie franchise. It should be on the big screen, not on the small screen. Yes, there should be stuff on the small screen. There should be stuff on Disney Plus, and that's not going away. Because you have like the Maul Shadow series. That's gonna be a long-form animated show, probably like 3 seasons, like The Bad Batch was, 16 episodes probably. That's gonna be their long-form, multi-year animated project, which is good. You also have all the yearly stuff, like with Tales series, the Visions, and they have like all these spin-offs of Visions, which is really cool. That's going to Disney Plus, and that's what that platform for use for all this experimental stuff that isn't that important to the grand scale of like the entire family. Most of the fandom shouldn't have to like rely on this type of stuff to get their Star Wars fix. Like the movies should be the main thing that people go and see, not these small anime projects. They don't really mean anything in the long term in terms of the growth of the franchise. Like Starfighter, in my opinion, is more of a consequential, like, this is the be-all or end-all of the movies, because like if Starfighter is just bad and it's a bad movie and it doesn't do well at the box office, I fear for the rest of the movies that are coming afterwards, if they're going to continue that, because Star Wars and Lucasfilm have a history of when one thing goes bad, then they stop doing it. Which is not what they should be doing, but that's what they've been doing. Hopefully, Starfighter does very well. I hope the Mandalorian and Grogu movie does very well as well, because if both of those movies do very, very well at the box office and are just critically acclaimed, like Star Wars fans like both movies, then that's a really good sign for them to continue more movies. And I don't want them to be multiple movies a year. I don't want that being the case. I don't want Star Wars to be like the MCU. They shouldn't be like that. There should be at least one movie a year, maybe one every 2 years, because you can't be like the MCU. That's not how that works. Star Wars doesn't have a continuous story anymore, because the saga's wrapped up. These films are just bonus stuff. That's how I see it. Because this goes to my next point of, like, people want a new saga of movies, and I don't know if that's possible or they can do that well. That doesn't work. Like, they have a history of that not working. So rather than just doing one-off movies to get their footing, for Lucasfilm to actually understand what people want to see and that sort of thing, so they can do a trilogy. They should work up to a trilogy. They should work up to a saga. They should. Or they get someone like James Gunn to kind of like refresh the brand like he's doing with DC. But he's working on that. I wish he was working on Star Wars. It would be a breath of fresh air, but yeah, that's not the case. But I'm gonna end things here. Do you agree or disagree with what I have to say? Do you think the Mandalorian Grogu movie and Starfighters could bring back people to Star Wars? Do you think it could revitalize the fandom again? Do you think it will, or do you think it won't? Comment down below. It's gonna go now, so goodbye everyone.